Well, here we go, official practice day for the Bassmaster Classic. Well, here we go. Flight 1's already gone, about to take off Flight 2 on the first boat in the last flight. The rest of the field behind me here, and we're fixing to get that final day of practice in. You know, this lake seems to have changed so much. I really didn't intend to fish this. This is one of my primary spots, but the back of the creek back there is completely different and it's dead. And so I'm gonna fish in here and try to get one bite and just make sure I still got fish in here, because in all honesty, I was either gonna start here or be here second, but this is definitely one of my primary spots. So if we're see if there's any fish left. Biggin. You know, it's changed as I thought it would. These creeks that I saw fish on the beds are done now, and they're leaving the beds. A couple left, not many, and a couple of the areas, specifically that one we started on, that they were pre-spawn. Those fish are now on the bed, so you know, that should hold up. Possibly, you know, till Friday. Definitely not through the tournament. So you kind of gotta. I'll start there because I think I can get a decent bag out of that canal in a few areas. But I got to find a few post areas too where I can catch them. Either cranking or Carolina rig or something. Because the spawn doesn't look like it's going to make it, unless some of the areas that had no activity they move into. That's possible. Not really a moon or anything, any reason to draw new ones though. I don't see any shad, you know. It moved again. Unless I rolled it over a carp. They've like rolled in, dude. Temperature change. Jesus, look at that. Yeah, that intimidates a largemouth. They're big ones too. I didn't really find anything extra today. That's a little bit disappointing, but I did eliminate one area that's a pretty good run away in rough water that I was going to fish, and that area has progressed past the spawn. I don't want to fish for those, you know, soon post spawners, you know, 3 or 4 days past spawn. They're too hard to catch. So at least I've honed in an area. You know, I've got a creek and an area of a creek that's got life. So I got a chance. I'll have to find more in the tournament though, because what I've got won't last 3 days. You know, I should get a decent start out of that one canal. There's some big fish in there, and there's a lot of fish in there. So, you know, for here, it's got a lot. So I'm excited about that. And then after, you know, maybe after I catch a decent bag in there, I can go find something for Saturday. It's gonna be one of those tournaments, man, where you just gotta find them every day.
Houston traffic, baby. Strange classic.
Well, we're here in Houston, and I'm enjoying the fine wine. Not really. We're actually here in the media room at the Bassmaster Classic. And this is what we do when we come off stage. We immediately go to the media room. That way we can get all the stories done, whatever happened for the day, good, bad, or ugly, we get the chance to talk about it. You know, I was kind of optimistic after my practice. I went into that area where you saw me fish, and I caught 2 fish in there this morning, 2, say 2.5 pounders, and it just dried up. It was terrible. And ended up running the lake, had 3 or 4 short strikes. It was an odd bite today, I felt like. You know, it just, you couldn't really, you know, I couldn't hook any of them. So at the end of the day, I went back into that area, got a couple of short strikes like I had been in those other areas, and I end up dropping down to a light line split shot rig. 8-pound line. In those areas where I got those short strikes, I had probably 15 minutes left to fish. And I pitch in there and I'm shaking it, and it loads up, and it's a 7-3. I get that boat, fish in the boat. I go around the swing there between the next 2 docks. I pitch in there the very next pitch. I probably got 5 minutes left, and I hook one much larger than that, maybe 9-ish. I bow that fish up. I made a mistake today that I generally don't do. I was rushed. I wanted to catch the 5th fish because it was going down, and I kind of hurried that big fish to the boat, and it was green, and I couldn't get my hands on her, and she came off. So I come up, you know, probably 9 pounds short of where I could have been. So extremely disappointing, but we'll go back in there tomorrow, and you know, maybe I've got that little deal that'll help find a way to put some of those other fish in the boat. I think if you could get 5 quality bites, 5 bites in there, and put them all in the boat, you could catch a big bag in there. So we'll see tomorrow, but it's the end of day 1. We're sitting on roughly 13 pounds and need 25 tomorrow. 2017 Bassmaster Classic, unfortunately for me, it has ended. It has ended because I won't fish the 3rd day. You know, kind of had an in-between practice. I had a little something going, and then late yesterday with those 2 big fish moving into that canal where I was thinking, you know, hey, I can, this thing's gonna work out for me. Went in there today, and I don't know if it's the thunderstorms that came through, but something turned those fish off, and they never came up today. And that's really the best chance I had of getting back into the hunt for the Classic. You know, catching a 25-pound bag, or, well, as it turns out, a 20-pound bag would have put me back in the hunt today. But nothing ever came. Late in the day, maybe midday, I went offshore throwing big baits, you know, deep running crankbaits, giant spinnerbait, swim bait, you know, looking maybe to get lucky and find a school. None of that ever happened. So, but you know, I did all I could do. You know, we work all season to make this event. You know, it's a very emotional event for us because we grind, man, all 9 elite events, and everybody, you know, in the back of your mind, it's make the Classic. So when you get here, you know, if you don't catch them, it's tough, you know, because it was a year to get here. And now, you know, today ends, you get a good night's sleep, and you get up tomorrow, and now you have to qualify again. We have to go through another whole year just to get a chance to participate in the event. So, you know, it's been a very emotional week for me. Would have liked to have done better, but hey, I did the very best I could. That's all I can say. Proud to be here. Let's get back on tour. Let's qualify for another one. Try to go to Hartwell. Maybe that's the one. So how big was the big one?
It was a 6-7. Yeah, I
A
caught it on
6-7?
bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and stuff.
Found one.
Yeah, but I thought for sure after you caught that big one yesterday and what you were telling me.
Man, I was hoping to. I found a little area that I had some females moving into. Caught a 7.3 yesterday, and then I had probably a 9, a really noticeably larger than that one up at my hands that got off. But
So they just moved up.
They just moved up yesterday.
Yeah.
So this morning I'm like, man, I'm gonna whack them. And I went in there and I got 4 bites right out of the gate, little short, like a bedding fish. Got real excited about that. Missed all 4 of them. They took got the bait.
Yeah.
Probably the little ones, the truth is. And then nothing. I couldn't see. And then I'm in there till the sun comes up. Dude, they just never came. I left and went fishing. I came back. They never came.
On that big one I caught today, it had just got there. I mean, it was a lot like what happened with you yesterday. It was me. I just roll up and
There it is.
sitting right there.
Yeah, you're like that. Yeah. Hi there.